get to Gore's Landing, it's real easy to find. If you get to Fort McCoy, you're too far north. If you get to Highway 40, you're too far south. The easiest way I can tell you, if you go over as far and you got to cut back around and everything. But anyway, when you get into Fort McCoy, you got the grocery store, convenience store here and everything. You head south on the road like you're going down Highway 40. About halfway in between there and Highway 40, there's going to be a road that cuts off the left. It's like County Park. Take that road out there to the east a little bit. It'll look like it's just going to end in the middle of nowhere, turn into a dirt road, feeds on around to the right. And you could go to the left. That's a real hard way. You just follow the road, it'll feed on around the right, goes through some really nice oak groves, ends up down the Oklahoma, an area called Gore's Landing. Not this weekend, but next weekend. We're all going to meet out there and dedicate that marker to the memory of Will McLean. And I think we ought to, if you can't make it, tell somebody about it that can. I think it's time, because there'll probably be some politicians sneak in there, That's great. This is an election year, so if they show up now, they're sincere, folks. At least for the next 2 to 4 years. So let's make a showing. Because I'll tell you, down in Highlands County, they just changed the name of the school, the Cracker, right by the Cracker Trail, because everybody said that crackers were racist and poor white trash and all that. Well, there's some states that people really resent being called a cracker. And my family left Scotland in 1788 because they had enough of British rule, and they set out for the new country. Well, they're headed for the Carolinas because they're off Scots and Carolinas. Well, they got there, and some of the families or clans there, they did not get along with us. They were Sour Mash people and not Scotch whiskey people. So they headed on down because they heard that Spain had regained control of Florida from England at that time. So they decided to take their chances with the Spanish rather than with the English. So they came on down around Florida. A series of storms worked them on around the state. They finally put in Florida to Ponderosa, down there where Fort Myers is now in 1791. And then when, the other half of my family was here waiting on them. And they finally moved north. We finally got up to Tampa Bay. And, I see all these things either being eliminated or I read an article the other day, and Garrison Keillor read the same article because he attacked in one of the radio programs about so many kids their history studies died in World War II. And you get in these other states, and they study very little about their own state. They all know where Florida is, because if they ever get to college, that's where they're going on spring break. And if they ever get old enough, then, to be a nuisance, and they're going to buy a Winnebago and come down. But Florida, you've got to remember, when people left from everywhere in the world, which they've been doing since the beginning of time, they've been leaving places because they were not satisfied with their surroundings and struck out to find a new place. That's how different countries were formed and different races of people were spread out about the world. However, this country that we live in, the Americas, this is the first place. In the first series of settlements by people from literally everywhere on the face of this continent have come here. It's lasted. It's special. Being American is special, but we're in Florida. This is where it started. And the more you read about it, I invite you all to read about your history. Read about your heritage. Because these are things that they don't feel is important to teach anymore. But I'm a lot more interested in what this state was, is, and always will be, long before Disney came to town, than I'll ever be about the Dow Jones Industrial Average, what we did in World War I, II, Korea, Vietnam, and the Gulf Crisis, and how some big oil man does this and all this. Those things don't matter to me. I have no control over those. But I do have control over what my son learns. And you've got to remember, Florida, right now, Out on the West Coast, they're fighting these people, trying to save some of these trees. Y'all probably don't realize, Florida had ancient growth at one time. I've got pictures of Cummer's cypress mill cutting trees that are bigger than any of the sequoias. The cypress trees they cut down in Florida, we don't know how old they were. The two they left, you know, the senator and the other tree by it over near Winter Park, they put them somewhere between 37 and 4,500 years old. And they're small. I've got a picture of 11 men on the width of a tree cutting the bark off of it so they could get in with the saw to cut it over so they could dynamite it into quarters to get it where they could drag it and put it on a railroad car. They raped the state. Everybody, the land of flowers, everybody that came here killed whoever they found here and took what they wanted. And when they finally realized that the gold wasn't to be found here, but everything else was, they came back. And if you're not proud that you're in Florida, those of you that aren't from Florida, that's not needed. Because I know people from Florida that they could care less. They might well be living in the desert or something. But if your heart's right, if you love Florida, and you might not be able to put your finger on it, but Florida's different. And Florida's special. And it's strange. And strange is good. Because that means it's not average. It's not normal. It's very, very special. And Will spent the greater part of his life promoting the wonder, the mystic, the magic, the beauty, and the love of this state, this land. And Florida is not just the state of mind. It's a state of mind. And if you have Florida in your heart's right. So let's be down to Ocklawaha weekend after next. Let's get that marker dedicated right. Thank you all so much.